Notice that this debt ceiling deal is called the Biden-McCarthy deal. The Biden-McCarthy deal. So hoping you understand, you picking up on the clues, the breadcrumbs that I'm dropping, the Biden-McCarthy deal. So they worked hand in hand with the GOP in squeezing these regressive conditions. Don't care. But the President Biden and his mouthpiece wants to feed us something else that he had no choice. Case in point, this tweet right here. Biden says, compare me to the alternative, not the almighty. First of all, no one would mistake Biden or any other man or woman walking the face of the earth with almighty. I just had to put that out there. The alternatives were default or the House bill. The deal is not great, but it's a far cry from what the GOP wanted. Notably, the Republicans played their best card and didn't get much for it. Are you kidding me? They got everything that they wanted for the most part. It's their deal. So don't y'all fall for this. The president is trying to cover his behind. It is the Republicans' deal. Hence, it wouldn't be called the Biden-McCarthy or the McCarthy-Biden plan. But my stunt double had to check in on this nonsense. And you know, when she comes, she don't play, she slays. Better things aren't possible, but worse things are possible isn't a way to lead. Hello, somebody, keep that up. Go and put Jessica in there. I mean, you feel what I'm saying here? Better things aren't possible, but worse things are possible. It isn't the way to lead, Jessica. And I'm gonna tell you, if that's all you got as the most powerful man walking the face of the earth, then my God, go on and give that, let somebody else have that power who really gonna work on behalf of the people. This ain't cutting it for me.
Yeah, it's the Biden-McCarthy deal. It's giving like Spider-Man, Sandman deal, or like Superman, Lex Luthor deal, right? People that should be theoretically enemies, turns out maybe on the same team, because Biden has the constitutional authority to say, you know what, actually, according to the 14th Amendment, the public debt shall not be questioned. So you have to issue the bonds to fund public spending. He could have avoided this entire thing. He could have gotten rid of the debt ceiling. He chose not to. Why? Because we've got the Biden-McCarthy deal, because guess what? They're actually on the same team. When they get in that room and they negotiate, they're not considering what's the best for the American people as an outcome. They're considering what looks the best on paper to our respective political parties. The Democrats want to kind of make it seem like we didn't cut too much stuff. The Republicans want to make it seem like they got some big cuts, and they all leave happy. Not considering the single mothers that are going to struggle to feed their kids because they've been made unemployed because of the Federal Reserve's hawkish policy to keep people who are ready and able to work, whose productive capacity could make our country better if we allowed them to work. Instead, they're kept unemployed, and guess what? We remove their ability to get food from SNAP benefits. They're not thinking about those people. They're thinking about their own political careers, and that's why we're in this position now.
That is exactly why we are in this position. And to further that, this whole boogeyman that it's all about Donald J. Trump. Well, Donald J. Trump is not in the office anymore. As I recall, because I'm old enough to remember the 2020 election cycle, that then Vice President Biden said, put me in there. I'm the only candidate running in this race. I can do deals with the Republicans. What he neglected to show us was the fine print, that I can do deals with the Republicans and let the Republicans get the upper hand, even though in the 117th Congress, I control, or my party control both chambers. Even though right now in this new Congress, the 118th Congress, we control two levers of power and they control one. Is that the kind of bipartisanship that he's talking about? The kind of bipartisanship that literally takes food out of people's mouths? Is that America? The kind of bipartisanship that we want? The kind of bipartisanship that makes poverty a crime? Is that the kind of leadership that we want? And then to have a president of the flipping United States of America fix his mouth, to quote my maternal grandmother, to say, don't compare me to the Almighty, that this is the best that I could do? Then if this is the best you can do, dude, don't run again. Because it's the best you can do. We don't need it. Millions of people, and Millions of people, including children, go to bed at night hungry. Hundreds of thousands of people don't have a roof over their head. Millions of people need health care. Some people don't have it. Some people are underinsured, not insured, underinsured. People don't have sick time, paid leave. COVID is still, the impacts of COVID is still ravishing people and businesses in this country. And you want to talk about, don't compare you to the Almighty. You know what? You have no, don't you worry about it. That would never happen, President Joe Biden. You will never be compared to the Almighty. And then the other side is worse. We knew that coming in the door, that the other side was worse, which is why y'all shouldn't have lost the House of Representatives. But the reason why you lost the House of the Representatives, because you keep tiptoeing through the tulips instead of standing up for what is just right and good. You needed to gas up the jet and go all over this country and use that bully pulpit to let people know that the GOP is dangerous. They're dangerous in the Congress. They're dangerous in governor's mansions. They're dangerous in legislatures. They're taking away right to vote. They're messing with people's education. They othering the LGBTQ plus community. Gonna get folks killed in this country. Y'all can't pass the John Lewis Voting Rights Act when you had the power. You didn't pass the George Floyd Policing Act when you had the power. You let the child tax credit expire. Baby, you ain't got to worry, Joseph R. Biden. You will never be compared to the Almighty, ever. And what would Jesus do? He damn sure wouldn't be capitulating. Anyway. The shadow president is in control though, Jessica. It boggles my mind how the shadow president always gets what he wants. The shadow president and practically a Republican, Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia, put up this headline right here. Biden supports Manchin's permitting bill. Advisor Podesta says, and that's another one that shouldn't be up there either. Biden supports Manchin's permitting bill. Jesus. Mary and Joseph. And lo and behold, what was included in the debt deal? That was debt limit bill increases permitting reforms and transmission studies, authorizes Mountain Valley Pipeline. We can't make this up. More on this dangerous pipeline. Let's go and break this down. The Mountain Valley Pipeline has previously been denied multiple permits by courts due to concerns about its effects on water quality and the environmental justice for the communities it will run through, from West Virginia to Southern Virginia. But under the bill, the United States Army Corps of Engineers would be required to issue all remaining permits within 21 days. The bill also attempts to prohibit judicial review of the permits by any governing agency. Y'all know what, family and friends? Hey, I wish I had other stuff to throw. This is it. This is corruption. This is it. Do we got to spell it out anymore? So this dude threatens to run for president of the United States of America, which is his right to do. Don't get me wrong. I ain't mad about it. Everybody should get in there, run if you want to run. But he bends over backwards for this dude. Put that up. Put Jessica back up. Did y'all hear? The permits have been denied over and over and over and over and over again. But in this debt ceiling deal, Manchin gets what he wants. Put the other one up. And it don't matter that the water may be polluted, undrinkable, poisoned. Did y'all poisoned? It don't matter. The Mountain Valley Pipeline has previously been denied multiple permits by courts due to concerns about its effect on water quality. Jessica, I don't know what else needs to be said. These people are corrupt and immoral as hell, because when people can't basically get clean water, clean air, clean food, we got children working under the age, handling hot grease, we done catapulted children back into poverty. I mean, what else is there? Talking about comparing him to the Almighty. Never, sir. Jessica, your thoughts. I probably done gave your thoughts, my thoughts, and the thoughts of millions of others.
Yeah, absolutely. I think whenever Joe Biden wants to get something done, he has to call Joe Manchin. Like, if I want to go have a play date at my friend's house, it's like, I don't know, let me call my mom. With Biden, it's like, let me call my Manchin. Let me see if Joe Manchin says it's okay to pass this legislation that's very necessary for the country. And what does Joe Manchin do? Joe Manchin's like, listen, I got to check from these guys. They want to pollute the heck out of the water here. They want to put up a pipeline. So guess what? I'm either gonna go on network television and fearmonger and tell lies about how bad the debt ceiling is for the country and how much we need to cut spending, or you can put this in the bill and I'll agree to your bill. That's how these deals go down. Manchin is the de facto president. If he has the power to pass legislation like this, that's insane. No one man should have that power. We should just expose them for what they are, but they're all playing the same game. That's why no one ever exposes each other for how these deals go down.
Jessica, they answer to the same masters. And where, oh where, is the Progressive Caucus? There was a quote by Representative Jayapal saying that the White House needed to worry about where the progressives stand. The hell he does. He ain't got to worry about the progressives, because if he was concerned about the Congressional Progressive Caucus, it wouldn't be the Biden-McCarthy deal. If he was worried about what they might do, he ain't worried about them at all. So who really is fighting on behalf of Big Mama and Big Papa in hoods where they misunderstood all over this country? Riddle me that. This really is a shame. And could we not also not forget how the president betrayed the rail workers? Let's add that in there. So now you're betraying people in the Virginias with their water. But this right here, we can never forget it. On the rail strike, Biden turned his back on workers, imposing a contract via legislation that was rejected. I mean, just outright rejected by union rank and file, is a gift to rail barons. That's who we dealing with. So he's proven time and time again that he does not stand up for the everyday people in this country. We should not expect more for him on that. Woo, America, America, America. Lord have mercy. I ain't got no more papers to throw.